Good evening everyone, or rather good very early morning for some of us, which means me for instance. I hope you're all having a good day, good evening, or wherever you are, what time you have and everything. Today I will be streaming the NA server view, and I will be following Pincer Insurgents. So if it's anything like the last time, we will have a blast streaming them, but they do not have any matches for the first half hour, so basically not much we can do about that. So let's have a quick look at what the score is right now, which looks like this. This is the top 8, no, top 7 actually. Is it supposed to be? No, it's supposed to be 8, I think. Yeah, there you go. It's just not showing everything. But yeah, this is the top 7, and below that you have Scamo as place 8, and we'll show that a bit more properly in a little bit. No idea why it's doing this differently on this server than on the others, but yeah. Basically you see that the top 3 is pretty much set. Then you have 4 and well, actually we have a combined. Yeah, Primo and Rain having the exact same cups, but basically the top 3 not as a necessary places 3. That is why Scamo is not. Yeah, now I get it. But yeah, basically the Pincer and Primo and Rain are pretty set in their positions. They don't really have anything to fear. Then you have Purple and Void. They're also looking very good. But then you have some close calls with basically also Rain, Resistance, the other Pincer team, but also Scamo and Flash and Thunder, along with, if we go to the other tab that I have open, even though it will take a little bit, because basically you have to be patient with my laptop if you're streaming, because it likes to do everything a bit slowly. Then this is not the leaderboard that we wanted. Okay, so let's do that again. I'll actually just do it like this. It's easier. Come on, go back. This is what I mean. You need to be patient when you're streaming, because it's basically gonna go like this a lot. And there we go, almost there. And as long as I'm not asking things that are too complicated, it will work along with me. I actually really like this wallpaper. I think it fits it better than the spring season thingy that we have. Let's see if it's actually changed. No, it's not. Oh, it has actually. It's just very, very slow. But yeah, you have to bear with me there. Basically, I see it as the browser is sort of keeping up with my mental capacity at this time of night. Which in a way is actually quite nice. But there we go. We have Straight here. And then Storm. And the rest basically has no chance. But that's quite a lot of clans that still have a chance to make it in the top 8. Depending on what happens tonight and what happens next week. So with that done, let's take that away, go back to the garage. As you see, there is no room invite, so we don't have any matches for the next half hour. Which means that I will be showing you some replays, and we'll just have to content ourselves with that. But overall, it's just all about having fun and not taking it too seriously. So basically, it should all just go well. In the meantime, basically YouTube is also a bit annoying, because it's wanting to show me the it's in the live control room. That's the word I was looking for. It kind of shows you a preview of the stream, and it's actually not loading that. So please let me know if everything is alright. Yeah, I think it is, because OBS is showing no problem whatsoever. So I think it's just basically YouTube being a bit of a dick. So let's see what happened there. Weird people at this time of night in the chat. But yeah, let's have a look. What do I have for you? I've got a whole bunch of replays that will be fun to show you. Let's see. I actually have one that I need to ask permission for if I can show it off. But that would have been a really cool game. Might save it for next week. So for now, let's actually start with the replay of a player that said that it's a boring replay, but it's like an ace, and he was talking about how his his touch device is no longer saving replays, so he just played casually a few games on PC to get some good games, and obviously that ended in an ace. So that's just so mean, because yes, he is very OP. Come on. It does help if you open. God, it's slow. But here we go. Aggie, of course, from the Legion clan. And this is like a casual ace. And that is kind of something that I'm like, sort of... Like, that is just mean. How can you get an ace casually? But we'll see what happens and whether or not he really deserves it or not. Oh, and I haven't actually said that this time yet, but I apologize for any brain derps that I might have. Like I said, it is very, very early for me, and this kind of stuff always just... I can't really help it at this time of night. I love how someone wants to go base C when it's an encounter battle and there are no supremacy bases. That is always something that is like very, very hopeful. But Aggie is a tank that I've actually not driven much myself. Only like once or twice on the press account. But I'm not a big fan of it. Basically, British tanks and I don't get along all that well. And this is also something I don't get. They're just halting there. Whereas Aggie is at least going to the corner. He did get lucky not to get it there. You saw it hit the ground. No, you can't really shoot that. So he kind of has to move into a different position to get some targets. But they're all like right there, which is generally a very nice thing. Ooh, that missile though. Wow. And we have some very polite players. This is something, by the way, that I understand now with the position that he's in, why this is a boring ace. But this is basically something that I generally like, because it's showing how you can use your team very effectively. Because at this stage, it's really not about what his team is doing. He's driving into the Sheridan. But he's basically just helping his team and using his team for cannon fodder, and that is what it is all about. You need to use your team effectively, and that's not always how you would expect it. Now he's ignoring the Jaeger, even though the Jaeger does very big booms, because he's choosing to go for the damage here. And we have the Sheridan over there, who's in a very tricky position, because where he is at now, he can launch missiles without even being spotted, so we have to be careful. But at the same time, the missiles make a noise, and you can generally see who is firing at you. Or hear who's firing at you, I should say. He kind of needs to be careful here, but he does have some help. And the funny thing is, that guy misses now. And the hash on this thing is incredible. That is basically why I feel that I should grind this tank at some point. T30 at the back. Look at all the hash possibilities. Look at the damage that he does per shot. That's just nuts. Even this. And that's something why I feel, yeah, I should get this tank and I should give it a go too. T30 is around here somewhere. Perfectly hashable. But he has to be a little bit careful here. Mainly because he can survive one shot, he can't survive shots from both. So he takes a hit there. He's already on 6.4k damage. And the T30 just fired. And that's also a good thing. That's the thing where you have to... It helps to play with sound on. because you can tell who it has shot by the sound of the gun and everything. And there we go, E100 has gone 6.6k damage. That is nuts. Fizzy isn't everybody's servant, he's everybody's secretary. There's a difference. It's actually quite nice. It was Secretary Day earlier this week. And everyone, and even though I'm not a secretary, but I was still included, we got like this little hand cream set to take care of our hands in this time, which is quite nice. But 1623 basic speed, that is lovely. And like I said, I kind of need this tank. I hate grinding. That's why there are tanks that I don't have. This is a press account, so basically this is everything researched. But on my main account, there's a bunch of lines that I don't have. And I just don't want to bother having to grind it. I basically just want it. And yes, the delay for the tournament streams is always 5 minutes. That is so that people cannot see each other's lineups and everything. But with Eggy's boring in between little air quotes thingies out of the way, let's see, what can we show you? I'm actually quite curious about this one. If it actually opens, here we go. The game is at least working with me a little bit here. I know the result, I'm not gonna give it away. But I am kind of curious what happens. But basically, he starts on this map. This map is generally, yes, it can work out really well. But overall, this is a map I would much prefer to be in a heavy in. Or a big TD. Don't call my laptop a potato. It's a very lovely laptop. It's just having a little bit of trouble with all the programs that I'm running just to make this work. And I could close off Discord like completely. But if something is the matter, I like being a little bit aware. Also, it's all Hilda Donut. Come on, guys. You have been watching. You know the drill. Let's see. And it's such a lovely little tank. I've not driven it all that much myself. But he is playing it quite cheekily and I like that. It is a cheeky little thing though. And it's because of the speed and the mobility. He kind of has to be careful here. And he's like, ooh, there's a mouse corpse over here. Let's just use that. This guy not paying attention is very, very helpful. And there he does take a hit. But that does allow him to move on and go elsewhere before he's shot at again. But he's not being very careful, is he? Let's see. He does get that in as well. And there is a teammate nearby. Ooh! Okay, that was just pure luck. I can't call it anything else. Sentinel out there to help. KV1S. I was just gonna say no, he had that pen, but that wasn't him. There you go. And that is a lovely spot to perma-track someone. If you can get away with it. He's not really focusing on the same target though, and that could be tricky, especially since he's now showing himself out in the open. And that is very risky. T29 is not focusing on him, is now dropping down. And now it is 2 versus 4, and he needs to make sure that he's not out in the open, standing still as he is. T29 is basically running, and they have to be careful. Not sure where he's going now, because in this case he's leaving his teammate behind. And that is the end of the Sentinel. Dun 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 dun. Honestly don't know. Batman Butman is asking if they will replace the FV4202. Honestly, don't think so myself, mainly because it's a very... it's not like an OP tank, but in the right hands it's so strong. I dislike it mostly because you can shoot it in the face. That is mainly because you did not aim. You aimed exactly at the part of the tank that you could not pen. And there you didn't aim at all. There you go. 3 enemies left. Ooh. He could do this, he just needs to be careful. Nice bounce there. You need to be a little bit aware of where you are though. And it's these kind of shots that can cost you a game. Hey Mav! Mav is one of my fellow mods on the big server and a really nice guy. To be fair, you can kind of expect where this game is going to end up at. But I think the issue is mainly because there are several shots that he's taken where he's just too impatient. I would definitely show those bogey if I had them. And that is the end of it. Overall, nice game. Still epic damage, especially for tier 7. But you could have turned that around. You could have won that if you had taken a little bit more time to take some shots. Overall, though, having these potatoes for a team, even though the enemy had 2 donuts as well. Oof. But I can show you some overall. I do have some Sheridan replays. Let's go for one of those. We still have about 20 minutes left before we get an actual tournament battle, so... So let's see what happens with this one. Lately I saw the weirdest video I've ever seen. I generally do not... watch YouTube much because I don't enjoy it. But this one got pointed out to me because the YouTuber in it was talking ill of Fatness. Fatness, of course, is his royal Fatness from Rain, who does completely epic things in the Sheridan and makes the weirdest trick shots, and they work. He's sort of like Iverson and Levna in that aspect. They are basically the missile gurus, and if you want to learn how to do the trick shots, they are the ones to go to. And the weirdest thing was that this guy was talking about how he should not be playing that tank because he does not like OP players in OP tanks, even though he had just been saying about how the nice shot. How the Sheridan was not OP, so I'm not sure how that kind of works. But the thing is, I don't understand why you would even think that it's like normal to have people not play tanks that they are good in. What would be the point of that? if you're good in a tank, drive it. Even if it's missiles, and we generally hate missiles and all of that, the game offers you them, and they are still in the game. You kind of need to... Oof, nice Sheridan double tap thing. But you kind of need to make your... make that move, and just drive the tanks that you're good in. If it makes you win, why wouldn't you? Ooh, that is a lucky Sheridan. But yeah, that being said, I don't understand anyone talking ill of Fatness, because he's genuinely one of the nicest people in the game. So basically, if you're speaking ill of him, you're not really... In this case, I would probably run the E4 just to get the kill in. Yay for our flank, says the other Sheridan. That was a too hasty shot. That is purely why you missed it. Oof. He does take a 704 hit, but that was a cheeky missile shot. Let's see. Oof. He kind of derped that one, didn't he? And they're kind of losing... losing players. He needs to take out that PTA. There you go. Not sure how that panned because the aiming circle was elsewhere. But still. Use the buildings. That is not how you use the buildings. Nice big hit. And he kind of has to go and help because the FE405 does not exactly have the armor to withstand an assault. Oh, that was lucky. Now he just needs to stay behind him, see if he can reload in time. And the object is being clever. He's turning around in a way that he can't get behind him. There goes the FE. And there goes object 704. So he now has an AFK teammate who is absolutely useless. That's nice. I like that. Does that mean good or game? So let's see. But yeah, if you're good in the tank and you like driving the tank, regardless of the controversies around it, same as with the Smasher, and the HHM is definitely part of that. Just enjoy it, just have fun with it. And the FE is trying to be helpful. There you go. Good call, because now the E5 is a one-shot. He could have passed through there, but he kind of needs to be careful. Ooh, oh, that was good, lucky. And I think they know the 704 is AFK. Doesn't really matter who he hits first, as long as he hits one of them. And avoids getting hit by both of them. The E5 is more mobile. He does not have all that much time left though. Ooh. Nope, he's not taking the bait. And that was not aimed. Dun 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 dun. Shoot him, shoot him. Oh no, why you do that? There was no reason why that had to go that way. And now you have to missile it. Oh my god! The 704 woke up. Right, that was weird. That was like very unexpected. And let's see if that works. There you go. And the 704 is actually moving in. And there we go. 4 kills, 6.1k damage. With the weirdest intervention from an AFK player ever. That was so weird though. Let's see, can we see that here? Yeah, it is. It's so weird. But that shot might have actually saved the game. That's the weirdest part of it. Okay, so basically my problem with the Sheridan is that they can't barely balance the gun. Let's actually see what time it starts exactly. And just to be sure. 32, that means that in 11 minutes I am going to risk it. I'm going to show you another replay. Let's see. So many choices. I've actually no idea what tank this is. All the things I have different names here. So let's have a quick look. But yeah, my... Oh, it's a lightweight, okay. My problem with the Sheridan is not so much the tank itself. It is overpowered and unbalanced, but they can't balance it with the missiles because the missiles are fickle, which means that you need to make the gun really good in order to make up for that. So especially players that are good in it are like totally OP in it. But the mobility, the fact that it has so much space and troll armor, it just makes the tank way too strong. But yeah, my main problem with the missiles is just the fact that they can shoot you in a position where you can't shoot them back. And that is just not okay in my opinion. They can be unspotted the whole battle and do massive damage because they're behind the right ridge line. But yeah. Because unaimed. Thing is, if you are taking shots hastily, and you're taking shots very hastily by not aiming them, not using sniper mode at all to see if you're aiming at the right part of a tank, now you are. But that kind of stuff just means that you are going to get shot. And now they're slowly working it. And there goes the Lorraine. That is actually a good shooting hole. Which is what the AMX is also thinking. But not really aware of. And whereas the IS-6 was really helping him, he kind of let his friend die. Let's see. No. Again, very much unaimed. And this is kind of the thing. I understand what he's going for, but... There you go. And it is 2 versus 3. But he is leaving his teammate alone now. Almost went flying here. This is not gravity mode, mind. There you go. But he needs to play this carefully. And he needs to keep his teammate alive, because otherwise he's the only target, and that will be very costly. So when the guy is driving out into the open like that, he's the one you should be shooting. Soon not looking too healthy. You need to kill him off. Which he does, that is good. And let's see. And there goes the T-34. And again, he is not aiming. He needs to take that little bit more time to make sure the shots actually pen. VK pulling away, wanting to survive. Aim! These are like the players that I'm always dreading to have on my team. I mean, he is doing 2.3k damage so far, and the enemy is more unidumb than he is, but it is so important to aim your shots. Yes, you can do the occasional snapshot, but you have to be careful and you have to make sure that you actually make it work. And yes, 704, that, again, you didn't aim. You didn't have to take that risk. And you can just shoot him in the side. Again, not aimed. Honestly, this is probably one of the most frustrating. You're aiming at a red colored lower plate. And now you did take some damage, but that was very much deserved. Again, not aimed. Especially when you run out of ammo, it is important to make sure all your shots count. Oh my god. I mean, he's a complete unidumb. You could have circled him 3 times over. You need to get alongside him. You can't afford to. The tiger is just shooting the corpse. No! Oh my lord. Again, you're not taking the time. You have to time. You have to take. You only have 4 normal shells left. There you go. You need 2 more of those. Start circling him. Get behind him. There you go. Oh my god. And now he only has 1 shell left. Guys, honestly, I'm... Oh my god, he did do it, but... Wow! And I have to admit that is one of the most frustrating replays I've ever shown anywhere. Yes, it is an ace, but... Oof. But yeah, there is a tournament room. Let's accept that. And in 4 minutes we will go into the first tournament game of the evening. And we are going to one of my more favorite maps, Canal. Let's see, is someone talking about the delay? Oh yeah, there is a 5-minute delay and everything. So yeah, that is... Oof. Games like that, honestly. That was painful. And yes, I do understand that there are... it is still an ace and he did bring it home. But oh my god. But it does show that, well, ace aside, you need to aim your shots. No, you don't always need to do it in sniper mode, but it does help. And if you manage to stand still for the moment that you shoot, you are so much more likely to actually hit your target and hit it where you want to hit it. But yeah. Let's focus on these matches. We have little less than 3 minutes left to go before we go into the match. And we just have to wait a little bit, be a little patient and everything. There's a lot going on these days. There's so much drama going on. It was actually so weird because until Wednesday, this seemed to be one of the more drama-free tournament seasons so far. And then, basically, everything just went to hell. But the biggest part of that, of course, is Brian Rolling Swarm actually quitting as commentator and CC. With that, we've lost the best commentator that we had, because I really enjoy doing this. And I do feel I have a feeling for calling out what the teams are doing, why they're doing it, what they need to do. I don't have his gift of the gab or his charisma, and I definitely don't have his know-how, because he is very knowledgeable about all of it. But yeah, he will definitely be missed. And I always feel kind of deflated when I'm thinking about it and talking about it. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy streaming the tournament and basically do my best. I can't fill his shoes. I don't even want to do that. He's leaving behind a very big hole, a very big void. And yeah, I don't think that can be filled. There are more streamers stepping up to help stream stuff. We currently also have Fishy, who is streaming the NA server. I'm not sure what he's streaming tonight, to be fair, but he is streaming somewhere. And with that too, I like that, because especially NA and Asia have always like been neglected because of the time zone things. Because Asia is playing at a sort of main hour, with it being 1 PM. But whenever I stream NA, it is 3 AM for me, so I'm kind of dead. So with half a minute left to go, we have Pincer that has readied up in 3 IS4s, a 268, a Sheridan, SCB and an E5, and they're gonna go up against 2 IS7s, 2 268s, 2 IS4s and a Sherry. And this is the thing, this is exactly it. You can call for a boycott on the Sheridans being used in tournaments and everything. At the same time, if you don't do it, but your enemy team does, they have an edge, because the tank is very strong and it can make very difficult shots. So basically you're shooting yourself in the foot if you don't use it. Ooh, Pincer going all serious, all immediately with those avatars. Yeah, last week they didn't do that until they actually took it seriously. But we saw a completely different Pincer when they took that, so. Yes. And let's see, I love the camo that is on that IS4. And we have Pincer focusing primarily on the DMB side, whereas JJ is taking base C, and we have an IS7 going quite aggressively towards the middle. Doomy losing a little bit of HP there, but they will still keep the base. We see missile tank versus missile tank, and both missed. No, actually no, Lone got hit, sorry. And the SCB is arriving. Going to take hits into Zyko over there, whereas Can't Be Good is dealing with Lone. Zyko not really looking all too good there, but they have to be careful with the teams that are getting behind, the tanks that are getting behind them. But so far no one seems interested in taking out the guns that are in base D. Though External does take a little bit of a hit there. We have Tommy moving in, and he is not taking him out yet. So he's taking it. We see a missile, and the missile does it. So that means that now Pincer has 2 bases and a gun advantage. And an HP advantage of about 1.3k, so that's not all that much. We have Royal Merlin moving in now. Quite aggressively, I might add. Can't Be Good hitting the ground. Zaitu, I have no idea, sorry. Just moving in there. And the SCB, basically now they are pushing to Sheridan. And Zaitu activates the sandbag stuff. Lone is almost gone completely. Tommy in the meantime is losing some HP there. But overall this was like, yes, we're gonna push them, and then it was like, no, that's not really going all that well. And now they're getting shot in the rear. Can't be good. Takes a hit to take out the Sherry. There goes 1268. It is 7 versus 4. Tommy is going literally down to avoid getting murdered there. And basically now tanks are dropping left and right, and there's only 2 tanks left. And Tommy might just survive. I was gonna say he might just survive it, but that was funny as hell. Handy Manny is losing tons of HP very, very quickly. He's not going to survive this. Especially not with the 268 arriving at the back. Tommy might still survive this actually. And it's gonna be a 7-0 if he does. And he does! Wow, that was brutal. I think it was very dangerous of JJ to ignore the Sheridan and the STB. Because they were alone at the time. At base D. And this is the result of that. I actually like that the whole team from Pincer did more than 1.5k damage each. That is definitely good. Okay, so let's see. I'm kind of curious to see if you've already seen the aiming thingy. I'm not the only one that cringed at that. This commentator bro. No, I'm not a bro though. Okay, in just over a minute we're gonna go back into the games, and we have JJ that has read up with 4 IS-4s this time, 2 268s and a Batjet. And they're gonna go up against 3 IS-4s, 1 268s, 2 Sherrys and a T22 medium. So quite a different lineup on both sides. And we're just gonna have to wait and see what they do. But if the game is anything like the last match, it will be highly entertaining. And this is one of the things that I have noticed though, with, you also saw them mentioning it, that we meet again, but that's the thing. With the NA competitive scene, it is not all that big. So the teams that end up here are generally just about the same teams, so you generally get just about the same matchmaking. So they will be meeting each other a lot, like literally they met last week as well, so that's kind of saying something. So here we go, countdown clock has begun, we are going back into the battle. And here we go. And I'm just waiting for the time that I can make the pun. Well, that can't be good. Wow, that is disgusting. The game is a lot of things, but it is not a disease. Well, it's not any disease that you can get and actually die of, so don't joke with stuff like that. What is wrong with you? And again, pins are capping together with 3 tanks, which is a good call because you can see that they are capping the base just as fast as the other side. There you go, but they have a point advantage. Especially since they are also capping base D and then can pull back. This is something that almost went wrong several times during tournament matches so far, where the team that is starting on this spawn cannot cap base C. And that basically puts them at a big disadvantage. But in this case, Pincer is pretty much almost a tank ahead in points. So as long as they hold and hold effectively, and Tommy is not in that position because that is an awful position to be in. So I'm glad he's actually relocating. They could do this. We have the 268 at the back waiting. Doomy now taking a position that I just said that Tommy got out of. Because the thing is that if you're going here, and I'll show you, because this is still a bit of deck gaming. You do have a spot where you can like aim quite nicely, but if you have to get away, look at all the way you have to go before you get into safety, because the safety is around where Commie and Tommy are. Zyko is there. He has been spotted and he has to be careful now. And this is basically what I mean. He's in a good position right now because he's not getting rushed. But if he got rushed here, he would not make it out alive. So this is a very dangerous position to be in. It's a lot better to be around here, like there. But then again, these are pretty much professional Clan Wars players. But yeah, just something to keep in mind in at least general pub battles. In this case, he does have some backup, especially with the 268 there. But he would still lose a lot of health pulling back from there. So we are at over 600 points right now. And basically, stalemate gaming. Not much happening, but we see can't be good on the other side. This guy, seriously, he has issues. Very sad. Can't be good holding the ramp here. You actually see Pincer dominating the ramps. And that is generally the way to go, because they have players in positions where they can quickly support each other, crossfire lines and everything, as soon as they pull back. And it will be up to JJ to make a move somehow. A little bit of a hit into Tommy there, but not all that much. Good night, Squishy. And we see a shot hit the ground over there. We are now at 800 points for Pincer. And we now see that there's movement on the other side. External having way overextended himself. But if he dies, he is in serious trouble. And he kind of needs to make a move very fast before he gets 268 in the rear. But the thing is that... Ooh, I'm not sure what happened with my camera there. But the thing is that if he dies, they need to make sure that they don't stay in the base, which is exactly what they're doing now. Zyko being set on fire. Almost gone already. Pincer moving in to take care of Lone, who is basically caught out in the open and alone. Tommy getting hurt. Zyko is gone. Lone is next in line. We are 985 points. If they kill one more tank without losing one of their own, they have this game. And there they go. Pincer has it. And Chase needs serious help. So Pincer takes home this first matchup. Well, the first matchup of the night that we see, because technically there has been one before, but only 2 teams were forced to deal with that. So let's have a quick look at the bracket. Do we know yet who we are up against next? No, we do not. Let's have a quick look. Let's see. In the meantime, I am getting messages on Discord. I will respond to you after the stream. I generally do not check messages while I'm streaming. Let's see. When is the next match? Ooh! Normandy was moved out of the map rotation. Actually, I need to screenshot this. Not long ago, Wargaming asked me if I had had any streams on Normandy, and I told them no, which was true. I haven't. In the meantime, my cut and paste program is not working as intended. Here we go. Everything is slow, but that is fine. And they actually moved Normandy out of the map rotation, but here it is. So we have a little bit of time to go. And let's see, what can I show you in the meantime? I have so many lovely gameplays. I'm actually going to show you a tank that I still need to ace myself. And we'll see how that will go. Hembra in the Chimera. Let's see. This is a tank I do need to ace it. I don't even have it. I do have the Action X, but this is still on my to-get list. Let's see what they're gonna do. Basically, he's doing the same thing I would. I generally like the C positions here, but they do have 3 lanes on the other side, which could be potentially cheeky. And this is a bit of a replay derp. He's not going to be very happy, I think. And we have an AMX at the back there that is also slowly being absolutely murdered. The E1 is deciding not to go and deal with this. They kind of have to be careful here. There's also an SDI on the other side. Let's see. It's kind of like waiting, not really doing anything. But that definitely depends. In the meantime, one tank is all the way on the other side because that is the most useful place to be when all your team is here and all the enemy team is here. But he is capping a base and that can be quite useful. And we know he's there. There's things around him that will occupy him. Nice hit. It is relatively mobile. Savage Cabbage just commented on the game that we just saw. It's been 3 minutes and no one has done anything. Nobody. And he's not wrong. But to be fair, Pincer didn't need to make a move. JJ had to make a move in order to make it work. And that is the tank you want to get out of the way. There you go. This is also something that I find incredibly stupid. Calling for tanks to be reported. Oh, hello. No, aim! But luckily for you, he didn't aim either. He's not picking out that far. I would be more worried about the T-49 that's going to come up behind you. If you have 2 tanks in front of you, one is a one-shot and one is not, which do you shoot? The one-shot or the non-one-shot? In this case, it is clearly the non-one-shot. And if you are very close to a target, be careful with HEing them, because in this case he actually damaged his own parts just to HE the guy. So that is also something to keep in mind. Why don't people aim? I mean, that works too, but why don't people aim? And we are in a Colabano situation here. There you go. Ram. There you go. He lost some health, but he is dead. And now there's only 2 tanks left. STI moving in. Missing, which is very helpful in this case. They all seem to want to like ram. In this case, it would always be a good idea to face hug someone, because you're actually more likely to survive that. Use Premo. Aim carefully. There you go. And we know where the last guy was, because we saw him being AFK and everything. Let's see. And This is actually very nice. This is free damage. Yeah, we know he's AFK. But he is still being careful. I like this because he's positioning himself where you can easily shoot the guy, but still use cover in the form of a rook, a bush and a ridge. And that is always a good thing. Because you saw with that game, the other game, with the Sherry, where he's just like suddenly waking up and making one of the most vital shots. But that was such a weird game though. And that is like 1200 extra damage, so we are at 5k and 6 kills. $1,714 basic speed, that is definitely epic. Nicely done. Come on, go back. There we go. What time is the next match and do we have an opponent yet? Pincer is up against, we don't know, in 14 minutes. That means I can at least show you at least one other replay. Let's have a look-see. I have way too many replays. Oh, actually, let's watch an evil missile tank replay, shall we? Here we go. On mines, actually. We don't see all that many non-supremacy points games. Actually, no, we don't see many mines games, to be fair. Indie Clan Wars camo. I actually don't like this one. Not the orange one either, but I like this a bit. I like this a bit more than the orange one, maybe. And he's not going either for the part of the hill where I would expect him to go. He's going in this position, which could work out really well. But it can also be very dangerous to do this. I have 7. Moving in. That exactly that. Oh my god. If you're ever wondering why the ATGMs break the game, that would be it. Let's see what he's gonna do now. He's shooting away from the tanks. Ooh, and that one actually hit the ground, but it looped around. And this is just exactly what is all that is wrong. He's gonna do it again. Looping around. And that hit. I'm not sure if it did damage, but it hit. Just, oh my god. It did hit and it did do damage. Ridiculous. And he's just aiming carefully. Oh, no, it didn't make it. Too much loop. But things like that, exactly, it's just... this is not okay. And that bounced. So far, it's not been all that awful with the missiles, to be fair. He has shot a couple, most of them has missed. But the ones that are hit, that is exactly what the problem is. E100 now arriving. Let's see if he manages this one. Yeah, he does. And this is it. Because he can use the view range like that, that's just, oh my god. And just like, yeah. Who needs gun depression when you have missiles, really? And he is reloading again. Now he's actually just moving in and taking a big shot. But they kind of need to defend the base, and with teams of potatoes, you can bet your ass that they won't do it. I actually do like that the 183, that there's a Foch on the hill. The 183 is actually behind here and not doing anything, which is not all that useful. And it's actually the IS-7. And boom! He just has to be careful of the worry that is camping in their spawn. The IS-7 is going after the 183, who's not going to survive all that much longer. There you go, Sheridan should hit him. No, that bounced. And that bounced as well. Oof, corpse in the way. And more people are arriving. Shooting the ground. No, that wasn't. Okay, someone just thought that the AFK last battle was in a live tournament. No, it was not. We are in between tournament matches. Oof, big hit, but he does get hit in turn. The Foch just fell down, which is probably going to be the end of him. And there we go, now we are in a Colobanov situation, and he does take a hit there. If this is actually helpful, because in this stage he kind of needs to deal with the Batchat first. Who is making it easy by just going for him like that. And he has that very tall bit of armor. E50M is now also coming. He kind of needs to take out the Batchat and then run. There you go. Oof, nice little pounce. Yeah, sorry. That bit about the AFK still cracks me up. My humor, by the way, as the night goes along, gets lamer and lamer. As I get more and more tired. So just so you're aware, by the end of the stream I will be making very smart ass pun jokes that I will be laughing at so much, even though they're really not funny. We still have a Hori somewhere. We need to not forget that too. Nice big hit. Low roll though. And we are 5.8k damage into it. And now we're basically just playing hide and seek around the houses. And we have the Hori coming, so he needs to use the buildings. Oh, he does take a hit there. There you go. It's no use capping the base. But you have to be careful, and you have to hope that he comes to you rather than you having to go to him. And now he's kind of waiting to proxy spot. There you go. That is the best way to do it. That is the best way to do it. Well done. And now they're waiting. There's 19 seconds left. Can he do this? That is the question. Can he do this? He's not certain. He has 5 seconds left. Oh my god! Oh my god, that is sad. That is a draw, a near 7k damage draw. Oh my god. And the 183, look at the grand. How? How did he even do 25 damage in a 183? Oh my god. So yeah, room invite should be coming soon. And then we will have another tournament match. Let's see, do we have an opponent yet? Because that is generally helpful. Ooh, we're gonna see it here. We are up against Void. So we have Void versus Pince now. And let's actually have a quick look at the bracket for the rest. Rain versus Straight, Void versus Pincer, Resistance versus Premo, and Purple versus Scammo. So if Premo and Scammo win, we have Premo versus Scammo. Like I said, it's gonna get lamer and lamer, honestly. But after this, if Pincer wins this, we are going to go through versus Rain, so that's gonna be epic. Rain for me is still the clan with the biggest chance to take it home because they have Mo. And if you are not familiar with Mo, you need to get out of the rock you've been living under and go watch the finals of the offline last year, where we basically had the most epic caller there is, which is Mo, versus the Russian most epic caller there is, which is Ufban Josh. And those final matches are still the best gameplay matches I've ever seen, because you could just see them trying to basically define what the enemy was thinking and where they're gonna go, and it was just epic. But yeah. And to reiterate, my problem with the missile tanks is that they can be shooting you from a position where you can't shoot them back, and that they're shooting you when you are perfectly angled or behind cover or anything, because they can loop-de-loop the missiles. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the missiles at all, and I do still very much hope that Wargaming will remove them altogether. I don't think them. Well, actually no, I don't know if they will, but I love the tanks. Keep the tanks, give them a normal gun, just remove the missiles. So in a little less than 3 minutes we are going to go to Normandy, the map that we were not going to get in tournament, as it has been moved out of the rotation. I was already wondering why that was happening, but now I don't know, I have no idea. But we have Pincer readied up in 3 IS-4s, an E5, 2 Sheridan, and STB, and they're gonna go up against 4 IS-4s, a Leo, an E4, and a Sherry. So that's also going to be fun to watch, because Normandy is also one of my more favorite maps, mainly because it's one of the bigger maps. According to Wargaming, at some point they said that all maps are the same size, but there are maps that definitely feel so much bigger. Canal is one of those, Normandy is another one of those. And that is a few reasons why I like these maps. I also like it because of the whole height difference and everything that it has, because it makes the maps more interesting. But yeah. I always find it funny when someone is commenting about how the ATGM are cool and then complains about what happens with them. Yeah. Let's see. A minute and a half left to go before we go into the matchup. And if Pincer wins this one, we will have a full stream, because then it's either a battle for the finals and the finals, or a battle for the finals and a battle for 3rd place. So fingers crossed. I don't really want to be against any team, but I kind of have to root for the team that I'm streaming, because if they get knocked out, so do I. And that's generally not the way you want to go. I've already had 2 short streams this evening, well today, because the clan that I was following in Asia got knocked out early, and the clan that I was following in Europe got knocked out early as well. So no pressure, Pincer, just win. So let's see. 45 seconds left to go before we go into the actual match. And this is always the boring part. The teams are completely ready. I'm ready. Still a zombie, but ready. And we are just waiting for the game to basically be ready as well. So, but we only need to have a little bit of patience now at least, so that's good. 20 seconds left to go before we go into the match. And I can't wait, really. This is always the boring part, like I said. Countdown clock has begun though, and we are going in. Oh, and I can see exactly where you are right now. Talking about the building and everything. And here we go. And let's see what's going to happen with these lineups. STB can work absolutely wonders on this map. But in tournament battles I always feel like it's a bit of a risk. Dude. If you're trying to do that, just be very much aware that you are basically just never getting laid at all. So we have Void focusing primarily on the B and C side, and Pincer moving more together, more towards the middle, neglecting base D but pushing together, going for base A potentially, wanting to see who is where, but no bases have been capped yet. Base B is now being capped. That is an open base to do, and that it could be very tricky. We have the STB moving in. Cade basically slowly pulling back. Blind shots being taken. Base A now being capped. And that could be tricky because we have positive in the Leopard at the back there. And they have laser accuracy. But because he actually shoots... Ooh, no. Never mind. Because he shoots the Sheridan, I was gonna say, he actually gets away with capping the base, but it is actually Cade that lands a shot into the Leo. So far, Pincer has lost a little bit of HP, and they have about half a tank behind on cap points as well. And I'm starting to understand why Normandy is not happening in the tournaments. Because I can't fly any higher than this, and that means that there's a large part of the map that's basically unavailable. Yeah, not sure what Wargaming is doing with this. But we are back to lawnmower camera mode, where we get stuck against buildings, have no idea where we are, and are watching external at maximum heights, like this. That is completely ridiculous. Base D has now been capped, and that could mean that Pincer is going to get the advantage back, and we are going back to the site where we can actually fly over and show you multiple things happening at the same time. Cade getting massively hit by 3 tanks over here. At the same time, that also... Oof. Killer needs to be more careful. That also means that there are less tanks up above, and Void could potentially make a move there. They know the Leo is out there somewhere. Base B is being stolen. Void is pushing in. Oof. Sheridan's taking hits, but there goes AJ Kamer. He is the first gun gone, but look at the overall HP having been lost by Pincer. RNG for the win. Taking a little bit of hit there. Commie showing his flank, taking a bigger hit there. Cade still alive somehow, but there he finally goes. And basically Void has lost 2 guns already, but HP wise there are so many relatively low health tanks on Pincer's side, and it's incredulous that they are actually still alive. And I can't fly any higher than this, which is incredibly annoying. RNG for the win is gone. External still alive. Making sure he hits that. And it is the SCB that takes him out. Amex Blitz still going strong. Motor Porpoise, the guy that wants to get laid through YouTube, is gone. And now there's only Max Blitz here. And of course, positive all the way on the other side. Let's see, I think it's that. No, it's this. And he is now pushing in. And he is going to... He actually does take Commie out. And he's getting hugged to death here. Sandwiched. And there he goes. And that is the first game. And Pincer takes it. And yes, I will report back to Wargaming about the lawnmower camera happening on Normandy as well, because I have a feeling that this was not exactly as intended. And yeah, a minute and a half left to go before we go back into the game, and we see the second game of this matchup. I seriously just got a message on Discord asking me about the lightweight versus the Tiger 2. Like, what was that? But yeah. 1 minute left to go before we go into the game. And we get to see what happens next on Lawnmower mode. And Pincer has readied up in 4 IS4s, a 268 and 2 Sherrys. And they're going to go against 4 IS4s, a Leo, an E100 and a Sherry. And potentially one of the IS4s on Pincer's side is changing, we don't know yet. It's become an E5. E5 of course pretty much competitive these days because we see it a lot. And actually quite like that, even though it has to do with fantasy consumables that I do not like. But overall it's a great tank. Let's see. 22 seconds left to go before we go into the matchup and see what is going to happen. I am so dead. But overall these matches are fun to watch, so that is basically why I stay up for them. And here we go into the game. Did I just get a 12k gold offer? We will investigate after the games here. There is something wrong with these people. Let's see. We are of course going to the beach side because we can't really go elsewhere. We have Mokka heading towards the base D. And we have external moving into position around. Ooh, that was a near miss. I do like seeing those traces though. Base C being capped now, but base D has already been capped, so they will have an advantage. We have a face-off. Kata is still there. There is no camping Leo behind him this time though. But they don't know this. And immediately, actually, Ash has said that Positive is moving alongside the rear to take the opposite position. And basically, he has been spotted, so they know that he is there. Mokka going into position here. We have Sherry versus Sherry action potentially coming. Positive hiding behind the bunker. And in this case, Void has a slight point advantage here. So it will be up to Pincer to make some sort of move. But they're not really making any yet. And we see Can't Be Good at the back. Going to the beach together with external. Basically to see if anyone's coming, but they could just push together and see if they can take out Positive. Positive takes a shot here. And I'm actually going to show it like this, see what happens. Because they kind of have to be careful. Mokka just took a hit. And now Can't Be Good has been spotted. They need to push. And they need to push fast. And it seems that Positive is unaware of the 2 shares that are coming up behind him. No, he's not necessarily unaware, but he is taking massive hits for it. But Mokka is there. Positive has been pushed out of position there. And they take him out. They're also capping, they have capped base B. They're capping base A as well, I mean, sorry. Base B is being contested. Can't Be Good is going after Mokka. And that could potentially be dangerous. External is going back across the beach. God, I hate this camera stuff. Base B is being contested. There's some low HP targets that are not being taken out. Tommy is getting hugged by the E100. Base B is being stolen. They have stolen it. Tommy losing a bit of HP there to the E100. Komi not looking too healthy, but there we go. Gamers are starting to disappear. Komi is not going to survive this either. But it is 7 versus 3 at this stage. and very likely going to be Pincer's game. They are now focusing Max Blitz, ignoring the E100 that is shooting them. Kada has been taken out. Max Blitz is almost gone. There he goes, and now we only have... Can I actually get across this hill? No, I cannot. That is useless. And I have no idea... What the... Sorry guys, my laptop is being weird. But that is the end of it. And Pincer takes home this match. It's been doing that quite a bit lately, especially on the Lone Mower maps, where my camera is just doing stuff and I'm not even looking at that. No, of course the camera angles were bad. The camera doesn't work as intended on Normandy. I should be up much higher. But now I do understand why Normandy has been moved out of the rotation at least. But it hasn't been moved out of this rotation, so I need to report that to Wargaming. So let's see, what is this? Why can't I get offers like this on my main account, really? This is my NA Press account. I don't even really play on NA much, except for with subs. But that is definitely a good bundle. Price-wise, at least. Okay, let's see what is up next. Do we know yet? Let's have a look. Ooh, but we are going to Openstadt, which is generally a good thing. Weird thing is though that the free camera did work before on Normandy, so I'm not sure what they broke about it. It is broken on Hellas as well, so something somewhere is not really going as intended. Let's see. Oof, God, this is kind of like my brain is gone. Let's have a quick look. 35, which means 20 minutes, which means at least 2 replays. And Toby sent me a replay on Discord just now. Just need to be patient in getting it. Let's see. Very patient. There we go. I've got the file. Now I need it to open. Oh, never a dull moment. For some reason, the weirdest things happen when I'm streaming NA, which is not necessarily a bad thing. There we go. Oh, Fitzy and Squishy. Brothers. Like real life brothers. And Squishy actually went to bed not long ago. Oh, I'm just glad that even though I'm sort of like half that you are enjoying it. I don't mind staying up for this because it is fun. Let's see, he's being very out in the open. I generally go more to the left, going across the hill, mainly because of the spots that you can get. But it also doesn't... It makes you slightly less of a target. And there we go. And they have 2 bases now. And I just want to reiterate, this is a replay. This is not an actual game in the tournament. Squishy. Understand. Oof. There goes Squishy. That kind of explains the cussing. Big hit there. But there's 3 TDs, so we know. There you go. You know that there's campers there. And you know there's going to be more than one. This is nice. He's making it easy to hit. Oof, there goes the E50M. And that was an HE derp. But at least he's now APC horrible. it gonna do this? Is it gonna work? Yes, it does, but it's a low roll. Oh my god. And there you go, one E100 has been taken out, but he has to be careful at this stage. You can HPCR that, there you go. T30 taking the shot, taking down Leo. But they kind of have to be careful. Grill getting a little bit stuck is definitely helpful here. We know that one tank is at least on... Oof. On base A, which would be the FV, I believe. If you have 2-6 here, we know where the E100 is. So you could take the risk and just get behind him. No hugging. Force is moving in. And Fizzy was holding me in position. He is so sweet though, Squishy. Can we keep him, Toby? He's asking for advice and everything. I like it. Because of the ram. Oh, he's so sweet. It did hit, but did it pan? That's the question. This is a place where I would... Ooh, it did pan. This is a place where I would never go. Ooh, it's not an FV, it's a Conway. And I think he's going to go in to take that hit from the E100, just to be able to take out the Conway straight off. Ooh, but the E100 actually misses, which is very helpful. No, this is not easy. But you are getting it. There you go. 4 kills, 6 point something damage, 6.3. Nice game and very sweet little brother. Let's see. Oh, the chat is special. $1,723 basic speed. That is definitely a 6-3 damage. I always know that there's some difference in numbers between what the ribbon shows and what is actually in the battle results. That's so weird though. 444 supremacy points as well. Let's see. We still have... What did we have? Do we know an opponent? Let's actually check that first. Dun 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 dun. Not many players left. Here we are against Rain in 13 minutes. That means I can show you another replay. Let's see. Oh, let's show off a clanmate. Another one. If it actually opens, because that is... There we go. Oh, and we're going to Normandy, one of the lawnmower maps. This is a tank. It's not bad. It's an auto reloader. It's not great either, but I like it mainly because it was the first auto reloader I think we had in the game, or it came just after the European. I'm not entirely certain. But I do love the auto reloading system. It's something that really works for me. Because you can decide whether or not you want to clip people or whether you're saving your shots. So let's see. He is driving it with a very ugly camo though. Not liking that. Fufu, you need more taste. He has been spotted, but at the pace that he's at, he can't really get shot at. Especially not when they're still capping base D. C. No one is there. They left. Oh, there you go. It's a bulldog. That helps. Poor guy. Base B now being kept. And his teammate has pushed on. Base C now being kept by one of the TDs. Nice, this is basically how you do it. You can't shoot someone, you switch to Primo and you shoot them. There we go. No one was banned, you were just given a timeout, really. We didn't penetrate their armor. Hello, Ollie. Go to bed. No idea how that last one penned. Let's see. But yeah, this is the joy about the auto reloaders. You can get the shots in, or you can choose to reload. And that can be very, very helpful. Sue not looking too healthy. That is definitely the gun to take out first. If you aim and don't derp it. If you aim and don't derp it. If you aim and don't derp it. Oh. Yeah, like I said, it becomes more and more dry and useless humor, and I find it more and more funny. HCC moving in. HCC is the tank that I really do not like. Fufu, I think, making a good call here to get behind the RU, who is not expecting that. And there we go. And now there's only a KV3 left. Well, that's nice. You don't see that very often. Nice little fire there. And that is 5 kills. 3.45 showed something different. 3.4k damage in a tier 7 tank. That is definitely nice. 1437 base XP. Let's see. Come on, go back. The game is being very slow again. So basically now we wait until the room is up, which should be in a few minutes. In the meantime, I am getting PM spot, like I said. I just got a PM saying, you just ended Mola's career with that roast. But to be fair, if you try to pick up chicks like that, that's not gonna work. Let's see, is there anything interesting in the store at this stage? This used to be a very fun tank until Wargaming ruined all the low tiers. This is definitely a very, very lovely tank. It is not necessarily OP, but it's just really good. And I really enjoy it. We can of course also get the cheaper version without all the extras. What do you actually get with it? The equipment, camo, 85 times XP, which you can't really grind anything with, so that's kind of useless. But it is helpful for the free XP and the crew XP and an avatar. So you could just get this and use the credits. Oh my god! It is 4:30 AM here, and I'm a little dead. I've mentioned that a few times, but that kind of goes to show how dead I am. And let's see. 2 minutes. Can't be good and can't be shook. That's gonna break my tongue in a battle. And there, of course, is his royal fatness. Good night, Ollie. I can't play PC to save my life, but in order to use the free camera, I need to be on a PC, or in this case, my laptop, to be able to use those commands. So I'm on my laptop. I'm not playing. I'm really just showing replays in the middle of some dead time. Let's see, I did get another replay just now. I can't show you that, of course, because I'm waiting for the room invite. But I can take this time to show it if it like slowly loading. Oh my god, even my laptop is cracking me up at this point. Let's see, room invite is not there yet, but it will come in about a minute or so. This is also, by the way, if you do not have this thing, we can pimp this better. It actually looks better in brighter colors. I think I want to put koi fish on it, so let's go with that. But this tank looks so good in so many things. It is one of my most pimped tanks. It has, in the EU, I've used the paintball camo on it, and it's got a raiding camo on it because it's just lovely. And it's of course an auto reloader as well. But it's kind of like it is the spaghetti, like the Progetto 65 at tier 8. And I just really enjoy it. And here we go. Rain versus Pincer in open shot. That's going to be fun. Basically, a lot of clans have sort of split up, and not necessarily split up, but made a second clan so they can use a second team. I still think the fact that you can't have more than one team in one clan is bad, but I think that mainly has to do with the fact that they have, because of the tickets. There's always been some controversy on the EU server about it. But yeah. Just over 4 minutes left to go. Pincer is there completely. And I've no idea. Fishy doesn't seem to be streaming this tonight. I'm not sure who he's following. Let's see. Someone just sat in the chat. We nilled them bad, but you actually didn't do anything to the tank. Ouija needs to remove that BS. I kind of much agree with that. Not necessarily the choice of words, but just the whole fact we hit him hard and then not doing any damage. That is just... It's a meme. It's a meme. And it's just not true. 3.5 minutes left to go before we go into the match. And let's see. We still kind of need some teammates. I can't really play against Pincer. Especially not when I'm spectator only. And here we go. Rain steadily coming in. But there's still like 3 minutes, so there's plenty of time. So let's see. Pincer completely ready with 2 IS4s, an E5, an E100, 2 Sherrys and a mouse. It's always nice to see Rain play. Rain, of course, one of the most OP clans out there, and they have Mo. And of course, Mr. Missile Guru. I still can't get over someone telling you that you're not really supposed to play a tank because you're good in it, and the tank is good. That's like, no. So, basically now we just wait. We have little less than 2 minutes left to go before we go into the match, but that is still plenty of time. Fishy is not in this match, so he's not been following Rain. Oh, now that is just showing off. Taking out your IS-6 Fearless. I still want that tank. And here we go. 1.5 minutes left to go. The Rain seems to be almost ready with 3 IS4s, a 268, 2 E5s and a Sherry. Something's still being changed about the tanks, but I don't think the tanks themselves are changing. Oh, the crap, that is such a cute little tank though. There was one of those tanks in Kaniotsu. That is sort of like my little monster. I'm responsible for multiple of them being in the game as I gave it away to some people. And even though it's not nearly as effective now as it used to be, and that's more to do with everything around it being changed and buffed without the Kani being buffed. But yeah, it's still an evil little tank. And here we go. Oh, no. Half a minute left to go. B27 already is being chosen. It's not the BTSV, but it's close enough. And in 24 seconds we get to go into the match and see the first match of this lineup. And now the pressure's basically off, because regardless of whether Pincer wins or loses, we will get another round. And here we go. Glory switching to the AMX Proto now. And the T30. Maybe they're gonna go for a soon battle here. And here we go. Rain mostly carrying their own avatars, with a few exceptions. And this, of course, ooh, that camo though, it is so pretty. Not sure how you got that though. And let's go up, up and away. And we have a Rain focusing primarily on the A and B side, with a little overlook towards C. Whereas we see... God, my camera is weird. I think I'm lagging in it, basically. And we have Pincer basically controlling all bases at this stage. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do that. Ooh, that only just missed. But what a shot that would have been if that had actually penned. Base B now also being capped. The mouse pushing in, taking a grand total of 3 damage from HE there. But he could potentially be shot from the middle here. And that again hit the ground. Base B is being decapped though. The mouse taking shots. Can't be shook. Now carefully aiming, but not penning. And Apro Panda moving in. And Tommy is steadily losing HP. We hear another missile, and that one actually hits him right in the roof. And that is exactly what is wrong with those things. Can't be shook and Apro moving in, but being careful about it. Can't be good. Apro Panda losing a little bit of HP there. And they're kind of getting in each other's ways, but they're putting back together just as they push together. Gold 5-4. Oof, that did not pen. And that's another missile hit. This is why I like the traces, because you can see them flying and you can see the route that they take. But so far Gold is losing quite a bit of HP to the ATGM here. And let's see, he's now reloaded if he does it again. But now they're no longer spotted and hitting him would be a lot harder. Apro Panda moving around. Basically point-wise there's about 10 points between them, but in the favor of Pincer. And it will be up to Rain to make some sort of move. They are now attempting to cap base B again, but from a different angle. Which actually means that TJ could potentially hit him, and as soon as he got spotted, they're like, nope, but the E100 is capping as well, and they get away with it, and that definitely gives Pincer an advantage in points and in bases. And that was a missile hit on Can't Be Shook. And these guys are holding this place, but with the bases having been capped, they will need to make a move. And we see them rotating at the back there. TJ moving into base A to steal it, base C to steal it. And we have the Sheridans moving in, going to get to Count Bishuki. He is basically the singled out player right now. And even though they do take a hit, the Sherries are basically murdering him. Oof. Very little HP left for him. He does get another shot in, but he's not going to survive much longer. Sheridan's pushing into the town where there's a lot of gunfire happening. Base B is being ignored. They want to take out the mice and the E100. Tommy is almost gone. Fadu just lost a big chunk of health. That missile did nothing, but there goes Tommy. Dragon Creek moving in. They're foregoing the E100 to basically murder the E5. There goes Gold. Fadu has been deleted. The Sheridans are pushing in. Literally pushing in. And this could still go every which way, to be fair, but it is Pincer that has it with 2 bases, taking home that first victory. People are still dying. And that is why the game has not officially ended yet. Because there's always a 5-second extra time whenever someone dies. And that is the first game of this match. It was close. Look at the amount of damage. That is so close. But Rain did lose more tanks there, and most of all they lost more bases. A minute and a half left to go before we go into the second match of this matchup. Oh, this is actually funny. On the other side we do really have Premo versus Camo. So either we will be against Premo after this or against Camo, so that would be fun, regardless. Just over a minute left to go, and Pincer has readied up with an E100, 2 mice, 2 sherries, a T22 medium and an IS-4. And they're gonna go up against 3 IS-4s, a 268, a sherry, an E100 and a mouse. And we see now that his Royal Fatness and Glory are both taking Helsings. And they do look pretty, even in the small icons. And I kind of like it. It was one of those TDs where you can just basically play it like a non-TD. And you can get away with it. But at the same time, because the second shot is like automatically fired, you do tend to bounce quite a lot of shots or miss quite a lot of shots with it. Ah, okay. Lithium just said you get that camo if you play in the Twister offline finals. I did not know that, because as far as I knew, basically only RTK had it, because it was like the favorite kind of thing. If you were voted into the favorite for the championship, you got that camo. So in the EU there's like very few players that actually have it, but it is so pretty. And here we go into the matchup, the second game. Here we go. Guys, play nice, honestly, in the chat. Yeah, Dragon Creek has it too, so yeah. But look at it, it's just so... It does look like the American flag, but it is so pretty, I like it. So let's see what's gonna happen now. Giant Pink Mouse also does it good. What they moving behind the building. And he immediately spots someone. He is not spotted for it. But we have the 2 shares. Now he is spotted. And I wonder if he's gonna get away with it. Oh no, he does not. Oof, that hurt. And Pincer is now capping base A. God. Where we have some competition happening on the other side. Across base C. Rain pushing in, wanted to take out these tanks, but they are together, and Pincer seems divided, but they are losing quite a bit of health trying to take out a tank. Zaiten not looking all too healthy at this stage, and taken out. So we now have Apra Panda looking very unhealthy and taken out by the Sheridan. who are coming at the back. Big hit into Athea there, but he's still alive, if barely. And he can get a shot in. TJ getting shot from under the bridge. Can't be shook, has been taken out. There goes Vatea. And we have Mouse versus Mouse over here. Komi not looking all too healthy. There he goes. External also not looking too healthy. TJ is almost gone. And basically we have a heavy tank dance happening here. With Fadu ignoring that. Wanting to focus on the Sherries. But he's now showing all his weak sides. Dragon Creek being taken out by Tankiller there. Before Tankiller is taken out by Nike. Oh, Fiduci's got deleted and now there's only Nike left. In the giant pink mouse. That does look very good. External wants to live, he wants to ram. And they are actually giving him the space to do that. And here we go. That is one way to do it, I suppose, even though you did not kill him with it. And Pincer takes home the second match. And that was actually unexpected. At the same time, at this stage, Rain is pretty much sure of a victory. Of getting to the top 8 and everything. So it kind of makes sense. But it also means that we have to wait a little bit longer before we go to the finals. Because the battle for third place is actually quite like instant. But the battle for the finals is always in a set time. So let's have a quick look at what time are we looking at. In 20 minutes. So that means that I can actually show you a nice little replay that has just been sent to me. In the T62A. So let's have a look there. Dude. Come on. Oh my god, everything is slow. But don't give spoilers. What is wrong with you? No spoilers. Play nice. I'm almost like I'm not going to show you a replay because of that. But yeah, everything on my laptop is slow. There we go. I think I got you now. But okay, let's go for a replay then. Here we go. I think I broke my YouTube page. Let's see. Deacon in the T62A. And this tank is of course one of those tanks that has been, let's call it, overbalanced. Basically Wargaming gave it ridiculous gun depression to make it more competitive. And that's something that Wargaming does every few months or so, every half year or so generally. They change tanks in a way that make people grind basically the lines that are not that popular. You have now the HP buffs on the heavies, you had it with the gun depression on the T62A, you had the Tiger 2 that got ridiculously overbuffed, and that kind of stuff is just, yeah. Wargaming just does that, they want to change the meta. And in this case, to be fair, with the heavy buff, they really have done that, because the heavies are playing a much more prominent role now. Let's see. We see something hitting the snow, so we know that there's a camper. At least we heard it. Because that is something that people need to be more aware of that, but you can actually really hear it when people are shooting at you, because you hear it hit the ground. That is why it's so important to play with sound, because it makes all the difference. And that one bounced or missed, but yeah. And that one hit a train. His med friends are not looking too healthy at this stage, but neither is that E100. Missile tank. Always a preferred target with the amount of damage that they do. E100 pushing in. And he's in a good and cheeky position here, and this is where that gun depression really can work. Oof. There you go, nice big bump from the E100. Shooting through rails, that's also always a nice thing to see. This is sort of like, how do you farm effectively? That kind of game. But it can work out really, really well. Unless you of course hit the snow, because that does not work in your favor. You do need to take a little bit more time to actually take that shot. But there you go. That bounce though. That non-bounce though. I'm not sure what this Foch is doing. Aside from getting hit and getting tracked. But now he's pulling back. And he's actually showed his weakness there. Missile tank. Oof. We are nearly 4k damage into it. And he is pulling back, which in this case is definitely a good call. Missile tank not playing too smartly, at least. He was waiting for that. And it's 2 versus 3. And they kind of have to be careful together. But they could potentially do this if they are careful. And now he is in a collarbone situation. Again, he can do this, but he has to be careful not lose too much HP here. And it is so important for him to take that E50 out. But if the E1 and the Jaeger hit him at the same time, he's basically gone. So him pulling back like this is generally a very good call. Missile thinking that he can't get shot through the trains, which is a good thing. He does take a bit of hit there though. Now he's a 1 shot for the Jaeger and a 2 shot for the E50M. Oh sorry, the E50. Let's see. Jaeger making a move, and woof, he has a rock. Rocks are your friend. E50 at the back there. Not taking the chance. Nice. Cheeky little shot there. And now the Jaeger shot. I don't know why he shot, because he couldn't even see him. But that gives our guy a little bit of a chance to get some shots in. He just needs to be careful not to get HE'd. E50 is moving around the back of the house. Potentially wants to come in. But it's mainly that Jaeger that is dangerous. Oh, cheeky. That bounce though. For those joining my Discord server, know that I give all the rules myself, so you have to be a little bit patient. I will look at it after the stream. That is an 8k damage game, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. To be fair, it did help to have a potato yege for an enemy. But that was epic. 1951 base XP. If you hadn't just spoiled stuff in the chat, I would like really commend you. That was epic though. Let's see. Do we know who we are up against already? Dun 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 dun! Premo! And they're all out of speed. I'm actually... Someone just said the old meta was so much better. I'm actually disagreeing there. Because yes, in a way the old meta was better. But the old meta was highly predictable. You just threw in some T22s, some Forces and some 215Bs. And yeah, your lineup makeup. This case, a lot more tanks are competitive. And I like that. Let's see. What have I got for you? Dun 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 dun. Well, actually, let's show this one. I'm when it comes to the replays that I'm showing, I'm not looking at damage, I'm looking at XP. Like at the moment we get a lot of epic damage games, which is absolutely weird, but kind of understandable with the HP buff that has happened, so that there's more damage to be had. But I look at XP because XP shows how much has happened in the battle. You can have a 6k damage game and pretty much not moved at all. But if you have an ace, it means that you have done better than 99% of the players that have been driving the tank in the last week. So you basically know that there's been action. This is also one of those tanks. I have it, I believe, but I don't really drive it. Nice little bounce there. He has a rock. Rocks are your friend. Nice pen. That Lou is just standing there, getting shot in the cheeks. Yes, the 5.5k waffle ace would be sufficient. Any ace would be sufficient. And the more popular the tank, the better it would be, because it shows that basically the ace bar is even higher there, so yes. So let's see. It's kind of like just driving around a little bit. Boy is going to help his friend, I think. Ooh, there's an AMX there. Big hit. Also getting some assisted damage there. Lou has moved back. That is a nice little neck shot. The AMX will be gone. And that was a nice wiggle turret move where he bounced that lower shot. I would potentially like this tank if I drove it. British tanks and I generally don't get along. There we go. 3 versus 3. And he's not even... Oh, I was gonna say he's not even switching to HE, but now he is. That was a low roll though. He kinda has to be careful here. 704 took out the spaghetti, the Progetto. No? That was not what I meant. The T28. Now he's in potential trouble though. He has to be very careful at this stage. And see if he can get this done. Optic 704 is capping the base. But there's a good chance that he will get rushed. He does get that, but now the Batchat is free to move in. Question is, will he? No, he's not. Not sure what he's doing. And then he missed because he's moving when he's shooting. And that is a nice ending, getting 1k points and exactly the last kill. $1,349 base XP. 130 supremacy points, so that's only for the kills. A little bit of assisted damage, nicely done. And now we just have to wait. In about 3 minutes the room will be up actually. And rain versus camo should already be happening. Like 3 minutes ago maybe, because that's like whenever we know the result, then it's going to happen. Let's actually have a look at what map we are going to go to for the last matchup of this evening, this night, morning. Ooh, we're going to Faust, my favorite map. Thing is, I won't know if you've been in one spot. I will look at the ace. So yeah. Oh, my pretty koi tank. It does look good though. Look at that. But yeah, I do love this tank. And with the whole Discord thing, I have several channels for several purposes for replays, and I do not have bot bots, so I will require a screenshot of the battle results of your so I can see what the result is. And ooh, someone Standard B is actually one of the most lovely tanks around in my opinion. Because it's an autoloader, that definitely helps, but also just the whole you can decide to clip someone or not. I try to keep my clip full where possible and then just basically murder them shot for shot if I can clip them. For me, that's the most effective way to play the Standard B, and of course cap bases. So in about a minute the room invite will be up for the last matchup of this evening, which will be great fun. It's sort of like the Clash of the Titans of a few years back, when it was basically only Pincer and Premo on the NA server and the rest is basically just there for show. I actually like that there's more actual competitive clans on the NA server, and that they're also showing themselves more and just being all around more visible. Of course, I've also since gotten to know the whole competitive scene a lot better. Because the first time I actually went to an offline was a few years ago. We went to Mobile Masters in Seattle, which was my first trip across the ocean. So that was cool in its own. But of the clans that were there, I didn't really know them because I'd only been streaming EU at the time. And I wasn't even streaming it myself on my own channel. No, I was with Skate and Gentlefun on their channels. I had absolutely no idea what I was seeing, no idea what I was doing. And I've kind of come a long way since then. So, 4.5 minutes left to go before we see what is going to happen on Faust. Faust, of course, it is my favorite map. I love that it's one of the most unpredictable maps that there are. You have basically the tunnels and the bridges and everything. And it's just great. I love it. So, with that in mind, I'm looking forward to this matchup in more than one way. And we'll just have fun with it. Tonton taking the FCM pack. Oh god, I hate that tank. There are a few tanks that I've bought that I've actually regretted spending money on. First and foremost is the Angry Connor. Yes, it earns credit like no tomorrow, but the only thing that thing makes angry is me. And the FCM and the FCM pack days and the Ice Claw are others that are like it. It's just, not my kind of tanks. 3.5 minutes left to go. Pincer is completely ready in 3 IS4s, 2 E5s, and 2 Sherries. And that is basically the lineups that we see. The thing I like about the current meta is that it's generally more mobile. Not just because of the Sherry, but also the heavies that are chosen are less frequently like the super heavies. At the same time, we've seen how much super heavies can have an impact because of just basically the numbers of HP that they bring into the game. So let's see. Primo now ready with 4 IS4s and Mouse is sharing in 268. Or not. Even Steven, are you going to take the 268 or something else? And we've soon seen them do very epic things with the 268s. And he does keep it. The thing is, it is a less mobile lineup than we see on the other side, especially with the E5s that are having the speed boost and everything. And I'm kind of curious what kind of loadout they drive with concerns of provisions and consumables and stuff. Because it can make so much difference depending on which consumable you choose with those things. 2 minutes left before we start this final matchup of this evening. And before I crash and go to bed. Dwarf just said, all praise the mighty donut. It's, for me, it is the meme of this whole tournament season. The donut in New Bay. And I absolutely love it. Also want to point out that Deacon just messaged me on Discord to apologize for spoiling because he hadn't thought about that. Oh. But that definitely helps. And no, Mud, you can't speak Dutch with him. Just over a minute left to go before we go into the game. And as much as I'm loving this, I'm also gonna be happy when I can go to bed. Because the thing is, I've actually noticed that if I try to sleep between EU and NA, I wake up and I'm like way more than I am now. So I tend to just stay up and go to bed after. Set no alarm and everything and wake up somewhere in the afternoon. So I get about the same amount of hours of sleep as I usually do. But it's just, it makes for very long days, the tournament days. I'm actually very glad with the overall different, format that Wargaming is using now. Because last year, when we had so many tournament days in a week, I was absolutely naked and I couldn't really stream all that I wanted to stream because it was just not done. But here we go into the countdown. We are going into Faust. And we're going to see some lovely matches. Dun 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 dun. This is also one of those maps where you can get away with running around. God, just look at this. This is such a sexy camo. And there we go. Pincer ignoring base C. Something said on voice that we are not privy to. And we have the Sherries moving. Not to cap but to overlook. External all the way to the corner. To see if anyone is there. And when no one is there. I'm going to cap base A. We have the IS-4s moving into the middle. Heading towards base A as well. Base C is not being capped. D and C are also not being kept. Now base D is being kept. But Pincer actually has a point advantage here. Not going to be for long with Primo capturing 2 bases. Even if they're not at C yet. And we see Tommy moving in to not even decap. Premo almost has 3 bases. This could be very tricky for Pinsir indeed, because you're basically giving them a huge advantage with that and a huge way to pressure you. We have the E5s at the back there. Tommy potentially in trouble if the mouse pushes him. But Killer and Commie are now moving in. And they're going to go after Rob. Snowfox losing a little bit of HP, but not all that much. McCamry acting derpy again. Shots into Cora as soon as he's spotted. But Tommy has lost quite a bit of HP there. Cora losing more HP. And now basically we are entering a fuckfest with Pinsir basically going to get pincered between the tanks from Premo. And the rest of Pinsir arriving at the back, but it might not be in time because Tantan, he's not looking to. Cora is almost gone, but Tommy is the first one to go, so Pinsir has lost the gun. Cora is out for the count. And we see External moving in. Lots of fire happening. Tantan being taken out. Killer literally falling down. Taking a base. But overall it's not looking too good for Pinsir here. Commie being taken out. Sorry, I got stuck with my camera again. Zaitu not looking too good either. Base D has been kept. But at this stage I think that having the gun out of the way that long is more dangerous. Zaitu being taken care of. Rob a one shot. And we see that immediately Tanner is basically shielding him, taking hits from both sides. Even Steven has been taken out. Rob has been taken out. It is 4 versus 3. And we have Sheridan chasing Sheridan. Killer not looking too good, being taken out by Samuel. External still alive, but missing. There goes External. And can't be good. Did have the HP advantage, but no longer. And there you go, the mouse is gone. It is 2 versus 2. But we have one fully reloaded Sherry. And can't be good. They are taking base B. They need to take the bases. And we see Tanner moving towards base C, crossing up. Oh, that shot though! Well done. So now it's only Samuel, who's in a lot better health than the other two. Base B and C are being capped, but base D is also being capped. And he kind of needs. They need to be careful. They need to survive this. But with 3 bases, they might actually do this. Samuel crossing over down below. Big hit into him. Can't be good. Getting behind him. Potentially going to stand in the base. They have to be careful though not to die. Tank Killer taking a hit. Can't be good. Going to come up behind him. But he kind of has to hurry. This is something that is very difficult to show you. He does take a big hit there. I can't really go in because then it jumps me on top of the building. But this was so close. Look at this. Pins are taking it, but by the skin of their teeth. And they do take him out, but that was very, very risky. And it worked out. With the bases that they had and everything, I was pretty sure that Parma would have this one. But that game though, Tank Killer carrying like no tomorrow. But Samuel as well doing that much damage. Oh my god, what a game. You can wake me up for this kind of stuff. Wow. So, 1.5 minutes left before we go into the game again. And then we will see the second game of this matchup. Potentially the last game of the evening. But we will see. Pinsir has readied up with 3 IS-4s, 2 Sherrys and E5 in the T22 medium. And they're potentially going up against the Hori, which we haven't seen tonight yet well, we haven't seen today yet in all 3 servers. 2 T22 mediums, an E5 and 3 IS4s. And let's see. External hopping around a little bit. 40 seconds left to go. Even Steven looks to be prepping his Hori. To be fair, Pincer is really strong. They've kind of been gone for quite some time. Not really having been, like, they have been top 8, but they've not been really top 3 kind of thing. So it's actually nice to see them back in shape like this. This is the Pincer, well, not literally a Pincer of a few years ago, but in the shape of Pincer a few years ago, where they were like the other clan versus Premo. And of course now you have Rain there. But Rain seems a bit out of shape tonight. So let's see, here we go. The second match of Faust. And I still think it's all the avatars. The moment they changed the avatars is when everything started going a lot better for them. Conky just said, rats, rats, we are the rats. And here we go. And we have Pincer again basically making the mirror movement of what they did last game. Whereas Premo is all staying together, heading towards base C. And capping it now. And capping it so fast that they will have a definite point advantage. But this is basically what happened the last game. And base A is now being capped, so the advantage won't be all too big, but it kind of depends on what they're doing. There's no mice going into the middle now. But we see Tantan going down to cap base D, and there's no one basically to keep him from doing that. And now Premo is actually turning around, getting ready for the push that is probably going to come in their rear. Tankiller has been spotted there. Zaitu moving in. But base D has already been capped. And they are keeping safe. They're up the ramp. Getting some shots in, but no damage has been done so far. And there's about a tank's difference in points between the two teams here. More shots being fired. A little bit of HP damage being done on both sides. Base B now being capped by Komi. But at this stage, Premo has quite a big advantage. And Pincer will definitely have to make a big move in order to take this home. But at the same time, last game I thought it was definitely in Premo's hands, and they actually put it all back towards them, so yeah. And now we see the Sheridans together with the T22 potentially going to take action. Making a move. Going in. Can't be good. Has been spotted though. And he is not alone there. Big hit into Rob. And we see missiles flying. Komi at the same time moving in. Very cheekily going to take base C. If he can get away with it. Which it looks like. Even Steven losing HP there. And Komi seems to be getting the base. And that will give Pincer the definite advantage here. So now Pincer is moving in. They are shooting Cora. They are ignoring Killer being shot. Even Steven has been taken out. Cora is not long for this world. There he goes. Base C is now being capped, but they are pushing in. Rob is next in line. Tanner is first to go though. And again, Pincer is making such an aggressive push, but they're getting away with it. And at this stage, I'm just not expecting that. Killer is still alive, but he is being aimed at. Tommy is actually the first one from Pincer to go. Killer is still alive, but barely. He's gonna get hugged to death. No, not even. He survives for another bounce. And oh my god, he survives another one. The guy has, how much? 38 HP left. And he's still doing damage. That's saying something. External actually in the way. Samuel has been taken out. Bot Killer surviving is like epic. And I wonder if he's actually gonna... No, he actually is gonna make it. And that is another kill. So the game lasts a few minutes more. And Snowfox actually survives. But Pincer takes it home. Oh my god. Again! This is one of those games like, yeah, Primo's definitely gonna win this. And Pincer's like, nope. It's so great to see you guys back into the shape, basically, that I've seen Pincer when I first got basically acquainted with you all. Absolutely great games. Very aggressive gameplay overall. Like, it begins very slow and then it just basically... Come on, go back. It starts very slow and then all of a sudden... Tanks exploding everywhere and Primo's gone. That is so weird, but I love it. Epically played by Pincer. Well played by Primo as well. At this stage, not a lot is riding on it yet. We still have 1 week of Ascent tournaments left. And both these teams are sure to go through to the professionals. So I don't think we are seeing the professional tactics yet that we will see later on. Because there's, like I said, there's no pressure yet. But those were definitely very fun games. So thank you all for watching. And thank you all for, well, for the games basically that we've been able to see. Because we couldn't be showing this to you without all the players that are just doing epically. So before we look off, I'm actually going to have a quick look. Oh god, it's already here. To see what has happened here between Rain and Scammo. Rain taking that home 2-0. So we have Pincer, Primo, Rain and Scammo in the top 4 here. But basically the top 8 are relatively safe. In an hour or half an hour or so the online list will update. Sorry, I'm not going to be waiting for that. I am going to go to bed now. I'm going to probably dream of tanks being blown up and everything. So, again, thank you all for watching. Thank you my moderators for moderating the chat for me. And thank you all the players for the lovely games, because it was unpredictable. A lot of times I was like, this is gonna go X or Y, and it just went completely different. So thanks for that as well. That actually makes it a lot more fun to do this kind of stuff. So yeah. Have a good night everyone. Sleep well when you get there. And I'll be back on Thursday with the next EU stream, or next weekend with the NA stream and Asia stream, of course. But if you're just purely watching for the NA stream, that will happen next week. So everyone, again, thanks for watching. Have all good night and bye bye.